Hello, welcome to Larksong Writers Place celebration of National Poetry Month, 30 Poets in 30 Days. I'm Karen Shoemaker, and today we are welcoming Sue William Silverman to join us for our celebration. Sue is an award-winning author of 8 works of creative nonfiction and poetry, including the memoir, How to Survive Death and Other Inconveniences, and the poetry collection, If the Girl Never Learns. Her forthcoming poetry chapbook, Crayon Colors for Serial Killers, is now available for pre-order through Sue's website. She teaches in the MFA program at Vermont College of Fine Arts. Welcome, Sue.
Hi, thank you so much. It's great to be here, and I'm delighted to participate with you in the celebration of National Poetry Month. And I'm going to start by reading 2 poems from my collection, If the Girl Never Learns. And the first poem that I'm going to read is the first one in the book. And the title is actually also the first line of the poem. If the girl never learns to cook or sew. If the girl never learns to cook or sew, then the scent of chlorine seeps beneath the glass doors into winter. If dinners simmer on the stove into summer, spring, fall. If the stuffed cat remains by the door across from the ivory-tipped walking sticks. If the extravagant bric-a-brac Santas push you back out the door. If the family man's promises go up in the pungent smoke of goodbye. This girl who slouches on her chair, her single piece of real estate, not allowed to touch couch or dining room table. If waves break like vows across the dunes, foam at midnight, and as faithless. If the words the girl sighs aren't stitched intricately as patchwork hanging on the line to dry. If this girl, woman in mismatched socks, hair refusing to shrink into tight gray curls. If he says no and yes on the same day, and you drive black asphalt straight ahead while glancing in the rearview mirror. If he's so clever, saying yes and no, all that remains in your unspoken throat is maybe. If he laughs and offers one of his canes, you know damn well you're walking alone and forever. If the yeses and nos don't equal maybe, but total zero. If you're each heading in opposite directions while stars float away and sun shatters the sky. If that's all you're getting, girl, then you're just this side of running on empty. Not to know this, but lost enough to understand that. If you turn your head at just the right or wrong moment, but definitely the wrong angle, and smudge red on his green shirted heart. If you worry it'll be misunderstood, don't, because who can see secret signs you breathe tracing his house? If you knew the answer to the question, or the key to open answers to questions not yet asked, but you don't, except you do. And the second poem I'm going to read from this collection is If the Girl Receives a Caress from a Man Without Hands. The girl's forehead steams, her feet wandering Jerusalem's old city, passing stalls of silver, turquoise, carnelian, embroidered dresses, the shopkeeper slipping billowy green over her head, his stubby wrists, wounds tight as grenades, grazing her shoulders, yet gentle, she thinks, no thorny nails or bony knuckles. She places coins on an enamel plate, without expecting change. In air scented by olive trees, the girl dreams of hands severed by bayonets, the man entering her chamber dripping blood, a kind of tenderness, like cancer, curling up snug inside bones, radiated skin, rainbowed pink, lavender, gold, fragile as parchment, a surgical dig, an archaeologist discovering every damaged cell in her body. The girl returns to the shopkeeper's stall to grasp his handless hands, his stubs, as if she can mend him, or as if he could press his phantom palm between her legs and call it love. So next, I'm going to be reading from my new forthcoming book, Crayon Colors for Serial Killers. And really, the year 2020 kind of informed this collection, sort of through the wrath of the pandemic and the fury of political and civil unrest. And the chapbook is comprised of haiku and prose poems. And I'm going to start with one of the haiku. Eat heart, soul, you sky-eyed girl, ghost face, unmasked glass, facade of cracked moon. And next I'm going to read 3 of the prose poems. And the first is The Serial Killer Prepares for Her High School Reunion. She zips a slash of red taffeta, slips on satin spikes, a riot of curls. She arranges her face, listening to crime segments on the local news. She lives alone in a penthouse overlooking the skyline, decorated, however, as if she stumbled into an Edward Hopper. Venetian blinds cast shadows across inherited Oriental rugs. She sleeps on silky sheets, dreaming dreams she no longer remembers, yet can't forget. She wears a platinum cross close to her thrumming heart. She sprays gardenia scent on cool white wrists her boyfriend once kissed before he vanished. At the serial killer's convention, her packed valise weighs down her hotel bed. She unwraps her masks, now conveniently mandatory during the pandemic. Behind them, she is a dream girl, a matron, high school slut. She cruises vendor tables, seeking capes the color of shadows, vials of invisible ink, unguents for oblivion. She will return home the same way she got here, claim an entrance ramp, stick out her traffic stopping thumb, and smile. And the last prose poem I'm going to read today is The Serial Killer in Quarantine. Researchers in West Virginia discover zombie cicadas under the influence of a mind-controlling fungus, unknowingly infecting others. She eyes the clueless young man who delivers groceries to her door. She settles in for a solitary dinner, then a game of solitaire with tarot cards to see if she can best her fate. And then I'm going to end with another haiku. Inhale bronze twilight, exhale leaden dawn-drenched song, noteless and bereft. And thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Sue. I really love the haikus. Thank you, Sue, and thank you, listeners, for sharing your time with us today and all of this month. Remember, Sue's forthcoming poetry chapbook, Crayon Colors for Serial Killers, is now available for pre-order through Sue's website. You can learn more about Sue and her books at www.suewilliamsilverman.com. Before you all go back to work, take a few minutes to write a poem in response to one of Sue's poems. Celebrate your own poetic self this month. Maybe write a haiku. Hope to see you at another Larksong event very soon. Thank you very much.